Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm giving you my first impressions about an old camera from Fuji, the Fujica ST901. I got this camera for free together with other film cameras from a friend that wanted to give them away, and it came in this nice vintage leather bag together with other lenses to use with the camera. But for sure I will not take the bag with me on occasion because it's too nice to make it dirty and to risk to ruin it. I will definitely use it at home for storing the camera when I'm not using it. The camera came out in the early 70s and was the top model in its category. It has a TTL light meter and you can shoot in aperture priority or in manual mode. To use the camera in aperture priority, you set the aperture on the aperture ring on the lens, and then you need to rotate the knob on the top of the camera until the auto sign is aligned with the red dot. If you're choosing a shutter speed instead of auto, this means that you are choosing to shoot in manual mode. And as you can see, you can go until 1,000th of a second, and this allows you to use big aperture on lenses like this 50mm 1.4. If you are shooting in aperture priority, you will have stepless shutter speed, but you also have mechanical shutter speeds, and these are quite useful because if the battery used by the light meter dies, then you can use this mechanical shutter speed and you can go on taking photographs. The camera has a numerical LED indicators for the selected shutter speed. It was the first camera to use a viewfinder LED display. That's why there is a LED sign on the camera body. You can use all the films available from 25 to 3200 ISO, and to change the ISO or to set the ISO, you need to lift up the knob, rotating it until you read the desired ISO number, release it, and then is locked in position. The camera uses M42 screw mount lenses. They have a pin which connects with the camera and helps the alignment in order to have a correct meter reading. With Fujinon lenses, the camera will open aperture meter, but for non-Fujinon lenses, you need to use the depth of field preview button for a stop-down meter reading. Pressing the depth of field preview button will move a mechanism which will press the pin on the lens, so it will close at the desired aperture and you will have the correct meter reading. This model has a viewfinder blind to prevent the light coming from the viewfinder during long exposures, and a shutter release lock, which prevents you to take an accidental picture after advancing the film. You can take the photo, prepare the camera for the next one, lock the shutter and put the camera in the bag, and no pictures are taken accidentally. Together with the camera, I've got a 35mm 2.8 Fujinon lens in its leather case, and to the strap it's connected its lens shade, also in the leather case. You take it out when you need it, and then you fix it by screwing a pin which holds the lens shade in position. Now, having a look at this camera, I think you can see a lot of similarities with the newer digital Fujifilm, for example the one in the XT series. To test the camera, in the past March I went to Pröbstingsee, a small lake located in Hoxfeld, where I live in the region of North Rhine-Westphalia here in Germany. I'm not living so far from the lake, I can walk, and when I've seen that the light was really good, that I thought it was okay for a test, I went there with the camera with Kodak Gold 200 ISO film, and I went there 2 times for this roll. The first one in the middle of the afternoon, And the second one also in the middle of the afternoon, but before a storm. There was an approaching storm, and so I had dark sky with dramatic clouds. I liked the scene, and I thought, why not taking on film and taking the camera for a test. I've taken several exposures of the same scenes very often because I want to check differences. If, for example, the light meter was working, so I've taken first a photo with the aperture priority mode, and then I used an external light meter to set the camera in manual mode, and later I could see then the differences. And I can say that the camera works fine because I really noticed not so much differences from the exposures, and the film advanced properly, so it's all working. But now let's stop to talk about the camera and let's have a look at the first photo. I'm sorry to say that I did not film myself when I went there for a test because I thought I'm just doing fast, it's just for me, I want to see if the camera works. But now that I've seen the photo and I like them, I regret a bit that I did not film, but anyway, let's have a look. Now I would like to give you some comments on the photos, quite fast, they are all simple. The first two are with some ducks in different positions at the lake, but I like the colors and the clouds, I think they are nice scenes. In the next two, I like the colors of the trees, the cloud formation and the color of the water. The next photos belong to the second day, when the storm was approaching. Here I like a lot the light coming from the side and the dark sky. This is a relatively new construction, the city built for the people having a walk at the lake. This frame, let's call it frame, should be a window on the lake, a meeting point where you can sit and relax and enjoy the view. What I like is the light and the colors, but I don't like the tree branches coming in from the right side of the photo. I've tried to change the composition by changing the shooting angle, but then I did not like the composition anymore. So I need to compromise and accept the tree coming from the side. Here I like again the colors of the sky, the trees and the grass, together with the light, but I don't like too much the bottom right of the photo, with the brighter area in the water. This is also a simple photo. I like the scene with the empty bench and the ducks divided by the tree. The light coming from the side creates long shadows. I like it. In these last two photos, I simply like the light with the bright ground and the darker blue sky because of the storm that was approaching. And now these two photos became also a nice memory because the big tree in front is not there anymore. Let me know if you have a favorite photo from this short series and if you also like to use some old film cameras from time to time. I definitely do, and I really like this old Fujica. I think I will use it more often. If you like what you've seen, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing so you won't miss any other videos that I will make in the future. Until next time, thanks for watching and bye bye.